Greetings everyone, welcome to Guitar Media's Gibson SG video series. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 1965 Gibson SG Special, and we'll be playing the 1971 Marshall 50 watt lead amp, jamming it through the greenbacks in the mini bluesbreaker cabinet. Our close microphone will be the Natty RSM4 ribbon microphone, and the room microphone will be the Sennheiser E609. Please stay tuned. At the end of the video, we'll be going over tuners. Welcome to the tuners section of this video. Originally, the Gibson SG would be introduced with the 3 on a side Kluson tulip key tuners. It would be 3 separate tuners on each side, and the material that the Kluson key tips were made of would deteriorate, and so somewhere along the line they would change the material to another different type of material that would be less likely to deteriorate. And on the Gibson SG Special model, we see 3 on a rail Gibson Butterbean style key tuners, and by the mid 60s we see the Gibson 3 on a rail Butterbean tuners. Some have metal keys by the mid 60s and certainly by the late 60s, and we've also seen the Butterbean keys also not on a rail and separate 3 on a side as original Gibson tuners. And by the early 70s we see the Kluson tulip tuners are also actually metal keys in the early 70s, and they're probably not Klusons at all. They're probably Schallers, the ones with the screws on the inside, although they're Gibson label. I'm not totally sure of that, but I've also seen the Grover version where it does say Grover and you see the metal style tulip key. And also they had the waffle tuners available on the SG custom models, and they are also tulip shaped metal keys and usually gold plated with the lines on the back of the waffle back. Now, something that's very common to see with vintage Gibson SG guitars is the modification of Grover tuners, and usually this does involve an extra drill hole here. What I mean is the shaft has to be drilled out and widened, and a lot of times we see when they put the original tuners back on the guitars, they'll use maybe a little bit wider ferrules to cover up the damage of the wider shaft, and just fill the kind of like trim to fill the space to make it look beautiful. Something to look out for on a vintage Gibson SG guitar if you're looking to buy one. Also, a lot of times we see extra screw patterns here in the back of the headstock, and it's certainly an indication that the tuners have been changed. Thanks for watching, and check our channel for our latest videos.